Hello and good day. Welcome to Entrepreneurship and Financial Management. We are going to look at the following number of sections as prescribed in this slide. Right. Now, we're going to look at the definition. We're going to look at theories. We're going to look at the types of entrepreneurs. We're going to look at types of organizations as well. That's profit making or non-profit making. We're not really going to dwell much on the public sector, but we're going to try as much to separate profit making from non-profit making organizations. Section 1. Definition. I've put in the definitions over here, and I've really scrambled them up, 2020, 1997, and going all the way to the classical forms of definitions here stated. So entrepreneurship refers to the process of creating a new enterprise and bearing any of its risks with the view of making a profit. So what we get to understand from this particular definition is that we've got risks and rewards, or risks and returns. We find the first relationship of risk and returns. That's in as far as the first definition is concerned. Now it goes on to integrate that the venture then synthesizes inputs like land level, we call this the factors of production, introducing new techniques and products, identifying new sources for the enterprise. So one thing we see, this definition then pours into the next definition, which then looks not at entrepreneurship as the activity that involves discovery, evaluation, exploration of opportunities to introduce new goods and services. Now, it goes on further to say ways of organizing markets, processes, raw materials through organizing efforts that previously had not existed. So in this definition by Shane and Venkataraman, well, that reads like that. Is that we have evaluation, exploration, exploitation of resources. So first thing we get to look, is this thing worth it? Will this thing work? Before we even do anything, and then we get down to explore. We start looking at ways in which that particular idea would work. And then we go on further to say, listen, now that we've explored, let us extract and exploit. Now, the process now of extracting revolves now the actual action, the sweat that goes into the execution of the idea. And then I've gone on further to say, listen, then the enterprise should involve exploration, extraction, exploitation of resources for a sustainable return. So it is one thing for you to dig a borehole today, have the borehole running all night long, only to wake up in the morning and find that the borehole has run out of water. But now it is another thing to dig a borehole, use just enough that you need for the day, so that you can be able to use the borehole that you have drilled in getting a sustainable return. So now you are able to get a return over a longer period of time together. Now, I know some people go in that is either I'm in it or I'm not in it, which is another way of making money, but now we're trying to build sustainable entrepreneurship. Now, the 2015 definition will then come and say the term entrepreneur refers to individuals who prefer to make their professional careers running businesses themselves rather than getting employed at any company or organization. Now, they assume all the relevant risk factors and profit earning opportunities related to their product and delivery and manufacturing of products and services. So it is of essence now that we notice that, wow, there's a pattern in all these definitions. What entrepreneurship is all about, taking a risk. So taking a risk, I should pronounce that as entrepreneurship, right? Entrepreneurship. Sorry, the dictating machine is seemingly not getting the best way of pronouncing the word entrepreneur. Oh, somehow it seems I'm getting there. Now we've got this engineer, Joseph Schumpeter. Now some will prefer calling him Joseph Schumpeter. I prefer calling him Schumpeter. Entrepreneurs as individuals who exploit market opportunity through technical and or organizational innovation. One thing Schumpeter is clear about is novelty. We cannot have organizations in the absence of novelty. There has to be a dash of innovation when it comes to entrepreneurship. What is the thing that you're doing new? Maybe you're doing the same thing, exactly the same as so and so, hence being an improvement from the way things were done before. That's innovation right there. And according to Hisrich, or is it Hisrich? It says an entrepreneur is an entrepreneur is characterized as someone who demonstrates initiative, creative thinking, and is able to organize social and economic mechanisms to turn resources or situations into a practical account. This person accepts risk and failure. So we get down now to realize that, listen, the entrepreneur is actually an individual who creates a new business, bearing most of the risk, enjoying most of the rewards. Now, the entrepreneur is commonly seen as an innovator, a source to new ideas, goods, services, procedures. All right. Now, this is in line with what Schultz says, of which he says, eventually, it was in 1970 that Nobel laureate Theodore W. Schultz's explanation of entrepreneur gave the first shape to the definition of entrepreneur. He described entrepreneurs as all individuals who took the initiative, assuming all the related risks and profits, and established a productive machinery to meet customer demands. So now there's a new element that Schultz brings in, and this is the element of meeting customer demands. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we mention the word customer, we are talking marketing.